I am Juanki, and welcome to my world. Hello, hello, hello. The levels, the levels, the levels, the levels. I sound far. I sound far. The levels, the levels, the levels. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Oh my gosh. I'm coming to you straight out of the shower. Yes. Oh, yes. I always wash the body before I present the body to you. This body, this face, this aura. How's everybody doing? If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanki, and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. Okay, it is what it is. What a week it's been. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been hosting the parental units. They are out the door. They are out of it in the world. In the words of Tiffany Pollack, New York, they are out of it. They are gone. My gosh. We hosted the parental unit. It was actually my mom and my sister. And yeah, so we had to, we have a spare room, a guest room that was a storage room, and had to quickly. Oh, look who has walked into the room. Markel Logan, ladies and gentlemen. The producer, CEO in chief, at large. Are you coming to us from Brazil, or are you back in the United States? Congratulations on your engagement. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the club. Markel is getting married, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's true. It is. This is true. Markel Logan, the producer of shows. You may remember him from the Chasing series. He's producing for them too. Then the dating show out there in Dallas. He has done very well. Yes. Has done very well. Congratulations on the wedding. Please send the registry over. I am in Tampa now, heading back to Dallas. Brazil was great. Oh, I saw the pictures. Talk about being lit on a boat, being lit at the beach, being lit at the steps with the flag and the whole thing. I'm glad you had a good time. You deserve a good time and happiness. And welcome to the club. Yes, welcome to the club. And you're doing great with your shows. I'm so proud and happy for you. Make sure you send the registry this way, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I was hosting the parental unit, and so we have a bedroom that's the guest room, but because we are newly move-ins, right, we haven't really dedicated much time to putting it together. So the purse is closed. We had to turn that room around in a matter of like a week. In a matter of a week, I had to have furniture. Well, first of all, clear everything that was in there, give it a deep clean, and then get the furniture up and ready. But it was a good time. It was an exhausting time. You know, my mom is always welcome here, and she watches these shows. So my mom is always welcome here. But it was an exhausting time. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You know, the best things about it, aside from spending time with her and my sister, and being able to have meals together, it's actually her cooking the meals. Coming home from work and not having to worry about feeding an Incredible Hulk, which takes a lot, okay? Because the purse is closed. When I cook, I take care of my Incredible Hulk. I've said this many times, right? And so it has to be perfect. It has to be, the presentation has to be there. The drink has to be good. The food has to be healthy and prepared with love and tender love and care. And I even do a dessert, drop a bomb on that, okay? Okay, this is how you maintain this. Okay, this is how you maintain this. So to be able to just get home from work and just know that mama had the food already on lock and it was good and it was Spanish food and not have to, that was one of the best things Let's see. The person's closely says, "I always need a rest after having people." You know what it is? It's because I had to do a deep clean before she got here. Right? We had to deep clean the room, get all the stuff out, deep clean the room, get the furniture in, re-clean because you're breaking boxes and stuff like that. Set everything up, re-clean, and then deep clean your house again. Then you're doing the hosting. Oh, and then I had to go to the airport to pick her up, and I hate airports. And it's like she tells me the time that she's getting there. I'm tracking the flight. I'm assuming because you only have a carry-on that you're gonna be getting out quickly. Tell me why I went around the JFK. The purse is closed. Literally, I stopped counting after go around number 30. Drop a bomb on that. After go around number 30, I stopped counting because she's. First of all, they didn't have a gate or something like that, and then she's just slowly, casually strolling her way. I have to remember that she's older now, and she's not as young as she used to be, girls. So it's like, and that goes for me too. Like I am out of breath. I am tired. I need to be in bed at godly hours. This is why, literally, I rolled out of bed this morning, took my shower, and here I am. Okay, I woke up when my eyes said open. All right. So, yeah. Let's see. The person's close says, so is JFK preferred over LaGuardia visiting NYC? The person's close. If you can get you a flight into LaGuardia, you're going to thank me for it. Or leave out of LaGuardia. You can fly into JFK, but leave out of LaGuardia, you're going to thank me for it. Please go into LaGuardia. If you're doing Delta uses LaGuardia as an unofficial hub. What does that mean? It has as many flights as their official hub in JFK. I know this because I have a friend who works at the the tower where they tell planes when to land and all that for Delta. I didn't know that they had like their own people. So try to fly into LaGuardia. You're gonna thank me for it. Okay. All right. If you're doing, you gotta chill. Welcome, you gotta chill. Hello, happy Friday. If you are taking Delta, you probably can get into LaGuardia because they dominate that over there. They just finished their construction like a couple of months ago. It is so accessible. It is so like they expanded the whole thing. Natural light coming in through everywhere. If you are a lounge user or whatever, and you go use the Delta lounge over there, you're going to absolutely fucking love it. They gutted the whole thing out, and it was a construction that took like 5 years. Okay, we've been suffering with this after being named the absolute worst airport in the entire country. People, and I'm not gonna lie, it literally looked more like a Greyhound bus terminal than a freaking airport, international airport at that. So, but they gutted everything out over the last 5 years. They did very well. Now they're doing the same to JFK. So JFK is a nightmare right now, and it will continue to be a nightmare. They're saying for like a year and a half. So like if you have a departing flight from there and you're getting dropped off, they're telling you to leave like 2 hours ahead of the time that you want to be there because of the amount of traffic. So, yeah, those are my 2 cents on the airport. LaGuardia. You gotta chill. Hello, hi. I was just telling the folks that I have been. I'm scared of fly. Are you really? Have you flown or not? It's. I drive. Oh no. We don't. You're scared of flying, and I'm scared of driving. Okay. I when I sit in traffic. You gotta chill. I feel like moments of my life are escaping me that I can never get back. Aside from the fact that I have a bad case of, like, according to Incredible Hulk, road rage. Like I just don't like people cutting me off. Like, and I'm a safe driver. Like I drive on the speed limit, like at the speed limit. I 2 hands on my wheel, the whole thing. I take my time. If I see craziness happening, I let them go. But there's something about me being a law-abiding driver and then getting some bitch coming at me, trying to cut me off. See, that's when I start seeing like Kill Bill. When she was driving to Bill. and like my eyes, and I just start seeing sirens, and I black out, and then there's no telling what's going to happen. I am having passion fruit from Goya. Y si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. If it's Goya, it's got to be good. Oh my God, I wanted to get that commercial so bad. I still could though. I always envision it back when I was actively auditioning. I was waiting for the Goya commercial. Because I could do the Goya commercial in Spanish or in English, okay? Either market, drop a bomb on that. That's right. That's right. Juanki Pro coming to a TV near you with the Goya commercial. If you're in the American channel, if it's Goya, it's got to be good. You're in the Latin channel, y si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. That's the slogan. Anyway, I digress. The person's clothes says, 3 hours driving is my max. I did drive 6 hours to ATL for my bestie's B-Day. Won't be doing it again. Listen. I got bamboozled, hoodwinked, like Miss Viewers of You would say. Shout out to Miss Viewers of You. I got bamboozled, hoodwinked, and tied up and thrown into the back of a Lexus and made to drive. Well, I didn't get to drive. Hulk drove the entire way. We decided to do a road trip. It was something like 16, 17 hours. After hour number 2.5, I wanted to jump out the effing window. I said never again. On the way back, I demanded that we stayed in a hotel. So we stayed somewhere in some town. I can't even remember the name right now. All I know is I won't be doing that again either. I can't. I remember one time back when I was like, a teenager, my uncle came to visit us in Brooklyn. And he came by car, and then he was going back to Texas. So we went because it was the summer. I had no school, and they were gonna send me, and then I would come back, fly back. It was like 2 days on a freaking car, and I had my cousins were in a car seat. So it was me, the car seat, and another cousin, and then my uncle and his wife up in the front, and we drove from Brooklyn to Texas, Killeen, Texas, to be exact. Because he was in the base, he was a military, so we were in the military base or whatever. Fort Wolf or something like that, Fort Wolf. It took like 2 effing days. 2 days in a car from Brooklyn to Fort Wolf or whatever in the summer. Okay? It was, I said, hell, never again. There's people that really love and enjoy like driving. Like I could do a train. Like I would be very interested in going from Penn Station all the way across in the Amtrak to California, because it's like the route is very scenic, and you see the canyon and all that, and mountains and greenery. And I think the train that they have, there's a cart that is like glass or plastic, so you can actually see straight up the mountains and stuff. So I would do that. Like if I could just chill, like something like that, and I could have my drink or whatever. But driving with Incredible Hulk, first of all, I'm not gonna drink, and not, Incredible Hulk is like I just don't want to. And it's the cars, it's the other people, the Trumps, the Confederate flags that you may encounter, the "Make America Great Again" signs. Like it's just those towns that you're like, what died here, and how come why it hasn't been cleaned up? Type of feel. Like I just cannot do it. You gotta chill. Says I don't mind driving, smoke and cruise. Yeah, no, I gotta. But on the flip side too, like flying, anything that any flight that's longer than 4 hours, I need to medicate myself or libation myself, because again stuck in the 10. In the canteen, and it's just like I just feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm ready to teleport, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to press the button and you and appear to the place. I absolutely I'm ready for that. I absolutely ready for that. So I hosted the parental unit. She was okay. She re-cleaned my house. Drop a bomb. She re-cleaned my house. started telling me how to clean. Proceeded to tell Incredible Hulk that I don't know how to clean. Got in the bath in the shower, and took the what did here. Got in the shower and took the Clorox and the ammonia. Did her concoction. At least she heard me this time, and I have a 3M mask with the filters, with the compressors or whatever, the respirator. So I suited her up and put her in the bathroom, and she was just, I guess it makes her happy. So in her eyes, I will always be her baby, even though I am the oldest. I will always be her baby, and she will always have to teach me shit. So I guess shout out to mother, my real mother. Shout out to mommy. Shout out to mother too. Mother has been busy. Mother, we're talking about beef sector mother now. I caught a glance here and there because again I was spending time with my mom and Hulk and all that. And although I didn't have to cook or whatever, I still had to like chauffeur her around and do things for her and stuff like that. Because she still runs me. But I caught a glimpse or two of certain reads and stuff like that. That's gonna, boy, the beef sector still beef sectoring, huh? Beef sector still beef sectoring. Really entertaining. Mother and them thumbnails and then pictures that it's never the real person, but you know who she's talking about and who the video is about and who the thumbnail is supposed to be. Fucking hilarious. Hilarious. So once my parental unit left, I needed to recuperate for a couple of days, and then Incredible Hulk and I had to get back into our routine to, like cooking and all that, and re-cleaning. Today is my deep clean. I clean on Fridays. That's when I do all of my cleaning, because I like to go through the weekend with a clean house and then the week or whatever. So we'll be doing that this afternoon. Then we caught up with Beyond the Gates. Absolutely love it. I'm not fully caught up yet, but I also like to be able to like let a couple of episodes go, and then we just come back and watch two, and then the next day take a break, and then over the weekend we are able to watch, and we have something to watch. Beyond the Gates is doing the damn thing. They just shot their 100th episode in real time yesterday. So they were celebrating that. I hope they stick around. They're doing things very differently. I feel like we are represented well. All minorities are represented well in there. I feel like the NAACP is making sure that there's strong, positive messaging for our children, our people. I feel like some of the monologues that these actors are doing are really speaking to these women, and I say women because the majority of people who are watching, well, I don't know about Beyond the Gates because it's such a diverse cast, and it might be having a diverse reach. But historically, soap operas are watched by stay-at-home mothers, right? I'm not trying to be anything, politically incorrect, but it's just the truth, right? So I feel like a lot of their monologuing, especially by the strong women characters that they have, is like breaking the fourth wall and talking directly to the older ladies that are sitting at home of any nationality, but especially black mamas that are at home taking care of babies, or they're homemakers, or they just stay at home women, and some of the monologuing. Because you have to understand, when it comes down to the way that I see these shows, because of my experience in theater and all that, and script writing, I see it differently. And editing, that's one thing. Like when I see these shows, unfortunately, and I need to get better at not talking throughout the process, because I ruin it for Incredible Hulk when I'm like, oh, look at this. This is wrong. This is the light, no, shadow. Do you see that clip? Oh, I can tell when it's a cut that from a scene that the same scene, but they shot it when they came back after a break. You could just tell. Like I can see the cuts, and sometimes it bothers my eyes, the actual cut. So when it comes down to the script writing of the monologues and stuff, I can tell when the monologue is designed to have a impact on the viewer. I can tell when the lines are not just to help us understand what the character is going through or to move the story, the scene forward, but to really have a reach with a deeper message to the listener or the viewer. And that's all the NAACP. Yes. The NAACP is one of the major producers of Beyond the Gates. And so, what's my one of the major producers of Beyond the Gates, and so they're there to make sure that Black people are represented and that they're represented well, and they certainly are. I hope to see Beyond the Gates get a couple of awards at the daytime Emmys. That's when they do. They used to have the soap awards, but that's kind of bullshit. The one that they really want to get is a daytime Emmy. I when they're looking at that, the daytime Emmys, they're not just looking at the story. Very often, they're not even concerned about the story that a character's going through. It's more about the performance of the actor, right? And in this case, this is some of the best acting in soap opera I have ever seen. There's a standard that was created by white soap operas, right? Where it's fake and phony and not very superficial, not really deep. But in Beyond the Gates, I feel like the actors are really trying to get that contract renewed, okay? They are crying. They are really in the scene. They're really, really doing a phenomenal job. The thing that I think is going to get them is that they're still, in terms of production, and this has nothing to do with the actors. I'm talking about now behind the scenes, the editors, the sound mixers, the lighting, the grip, the lighting people. They're a new team. They're a new team. They've only been doing it for 2 months. Okay, so some of the cracks show. Some of the cracks definitely show. For example, I mentioned this in a previous video where I was seeing the T, which is the marking on the floor where the actor has to stand, because the angle was white. So that is it's an editor issue, because the editor is supposed to catch that and zoom in editing, or make sure that or not use that take where you can see the T, right? In sound problems, there's been moments where I can actually hear noise in the background. You can also hear that the sound hasn't been mixed properly. In the makeup department, some of these guys, and I know it's hard to put makeup on. Let's see. You got it. Just says, had to stop by and show you some love, Juan. Have to go. Have a good day, bro. I'll get this garbage sale going. Oh, good luck with the garage sale, right? Garage. Is that what you meant? Garage. Good luck with the garage sale. Sell a lot. Sell a lot. Sell a lot. The video will be here later, so feel free. Oh, let's see. The person's close says, mother didn't do enough, though. Laughing out loud. I'm still waiting on a good clip. I know. Because, mother knows how to. Mother is a businesswoman, okay? Mother knows how to do it. Mother knows how to tear you the F up and tear you a new one with a couple of chuckles in there, and smiles and laugh and the whole nine, but she really reading you fulfilled, and people feel a certain way. The dummy ones sit there and laugh at it and don't understand that she just read you until the video goes off. And it's a day or two later and people are in their ear, and then they replay it back and they're like, oh shit, mother was reading me. Yeah. Shade throwing and shade receiving is a skill, one that not a lot of people have, okay? Not a lot of people have. Going back to the guys and the makeup, it's hard to excuse me. It's hard to light people with the lights. People have darker skin tones. It's harder to light them for camera. You just have to do a little bit more work, and you have to spend a little bit more time in lighting people with darker skin tones. Same thing for makeup. These guys are looking like cremation number 3. Okay, cremation number 3. All right, and so you could tell when it's different crews. A show like this, it's not one person in charge of makeup for all these people. It's really like units or departments, if you will. It's like a makeup department. And in that makeup department, they might have like 5 or 6 makeup artists, right? And so, they'll assign a makeup person to a particular actor. Well, what happens when that makeup person has a sick day or is out or schedule vacation? Well, then one of the others have to cover that person along with whoever else they do. The thing is that they're not used to dealing with that actor. They don't know their skin tones, their what works. So you can tell certain episodes where it was somebody who's not their regular person, even with the wigs, the women and the wigs. A lot of the girls are wearing their red natural hair, right? Or extensions and things like that. But the majority of them have wigs, right? And these are very expensive. You could tell they're very expensive. But like there's just certain details that are escaping, maybe because they have to move very fast, We're currently on it's been 2 months. I think we're on episode like 30 right now, and they just shot 11. So they're that much ahead, which is not really a long time in soap opera world. Soap opera world is usually used to being several months ahead. So, this the one department that I think they definitely hands down deserve an award, aside from some of the acting, I think some of the acting deserves an award. And then I want to tell you how they get nominated, because it's not really how you would think, right? A department that I think deserves an award definitely is the wardrobe department. What they are doing with these costume pieces, these garments, these the colors, they're tying color to. First of all, they're picking colors that are really beautiful on the skin tones, and also they're picking colors that are tying into whatever's in the set, in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the woman or the guy, most of the girls, because the guys are always like tuxes. A tux is a tux is a tux. It's just a shade, right? But the girls, the different things that some of the stuff is like off the runways. Like it's like really polished, clean, not a wrinkle, and it will tie in with like the painting. Like her wardrobe matches the painting or the couch or it's an off color of the couch, but it's like it's visually stimulating. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I think that the wardrobe department definitely needs to get a daytime Emmy for that. Like what they're doing. The way that they get nominated, you would think that it's like the Emmy people are watching and they'll be like, and the nominees are, no, that's not how it happens at all. This is how it happens. You're the producer of the show, right? And in this case, it's like 4 or 5 producers, right? With the NAACP being one of them. You see the categories. Let's say the daytime Emmys, the soap opera section will have, let's say, 5 categories. Let's say they have best scene. Let's say best dramatic scene, right? Or best actress. Let's say best actress, best male actor, right? Best supporting actress, best supporting actor, right? They'll have like best wardrobe. They'll have maybe best direction or whatever, right? So you see your categories, and I'm the producer. What I will do is I will then submit from whatever we have so far for that season, right? We'll submit whatever they're asking. They will ask you maybe to submit a scene, a 5-minute scene, a 15-minute scene, or whatever, probably like a 5-minute scene that you would like to be considered. So what they'll do is they'll look at their top female actresses, right? And they're like their top leads, and see which dramatic scene was the one that they feel was the best out of the whole season, right? Maybe they'll use some social media and see what scene really got the comments going, got the most comments, and so they'll take that scene and they'll send it over in their package, and that's what they do. They'll look at all those scenes from all the movies, all the soap operas and stuff or whatever, and then from there they'll pick. Let's say they submitted five soap operas submitted 2 actresses each, so that's 10 actresses for the same role. The Emmys would then say, okay, from all these submissions, we got 5 women that we want to nominate, right? That are the official nominees, and so that's when they say the nomination. So it's not that and then they decide from those 5. So they have a body in the Emmys that's made up of other people who are influential in TV, studios. The person who won the year before is probably in there, producers, all of that. And they'll get copies of that, and they get a period where they'll vote. And that's how they'll make a decision as to who gets the Emmy. That's like true for like everything. The Oscars, though, that's really how it is. It's not that they just out of nowhere, they're like, no, the producers have to submit. And it's usually a submission fee to submit and the whole nine. It's all a business. It's all a business. Drop a bomb on that. So I hope that the NAACP and then producers are really considering their actors. I'm pretty sure they will. And they submit the shit out of everything that they could possibly can submit. And they should be able to win something. Like I said, at least for fucking wardrobe. Because some of the stuff that these old bitches are wearing in them old ass soap operas, no color, no diversity, no je ne sais quoi, out of it, no nothing. It's hideous. Okay? It is hideous. Hello, Nubiology. How you doing, Miss Newbie? I was just giving a big old rant on Behind the Gates and nominations and who I think should get nominated and the whole nine, because the season for the awards is coming. And that's another thing. Unfortunately, this may be a rough year for them to get a nomination because they're so new and some of the mistakes are showing, but they're really doing something good. They're really doing something good. I like it. I like it. Absolutely love it. So we caught up on that. Another thing that I jumped in and I watched recently the independent film called The Last Showgirl. It's the one with Pam Anderson that has won all of these awards. I'm going to be doing a separate video to give my thoughts and feedback on that, because it left me like, okay, that's how it left me. It left me like that. So The Last Showgirl, if you have not seen it, it's somewhere on YouTube. I got it off one of the subscription services or whatever, but catch it because I'm going to do an in-depth. Y'all know how I do. We're going to go to the bone marrow on The Last Showgirl because it left me like this. Okay? It's an independent film that has won all these awards with Pamela Anderson trying to act her way out of a box. Okay? They said this was her career-defining role. They said that this is... Oh, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in there too. Drop a bomb on that. Yes, the lady from Alien. No, that's Sigourney Weaver. Oh my God. But they're the same people. They're the same person. Sigourney Weaver and Jamie Lee Curtis, to me, are the same person. They really are. Think about it. Look at them when they were in the height of their time, with the skinny body and the whole nine. Both actresses could have played each other's roles, right? That's what the type is. That's the type. Good morning, Naris21. Welcome. Why are you shocked? You are Ellie Watts shocked. I hope Ellie Watts is doing fine. I hope he is. He disappeared. I guess my mouth was too salacious for him, and some of my views may not have been very good looking for him, but I wish you the best, and I hope that you're doing well, Ellie Watts. The purse is closed, says. Off subject, but I'm wondering why Lunel is doing her own makeup. Oh. Lunel the comedian? Before I go in, Lunel the comedian. I just want to know if Lunel the comedian is who you're talking about. Lunel the comedian. Cheers, yes. So I have a lot to say, Naris21. If you can catch it, The Last Showgirl, so we can discuss it. It's Pamela Lee Anderson's career-defining role. Okay, she is on there without makeup. You will see Pamela Lee without makeup. You will see what happens to the lack of melanation. You will see how the Baywatch sun did her Donna, how it left her, Okay, and when it comes down to I keep calling her Sigourney Weaver. Oh my God, I am so sorry, Jamie Lee Curtis. I am so sorry, Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm gonna give you a little bit of this, ladies and gentlemen, but the rest is gonna be on my formal video that I'm going to make. I'll be making about it. Jamie Lee Curtis. There was a big rumor back in the day in Area 21 where they were saying she was a hermaphrodite. A hermaphrodite. You know what a hermaphrodite is, right? In Area 21. The person's close says correct. Lunel. She's the auntie from the projects that, they gave her a little stand-up special. She's been in Borat, so many movies. Who? Lunel or Sigourney Weaver? Ah, my God. That's horrible. Jamie Lee Curtis. Lunel or Jamie Lee Curtis? Let's take one actress at a time. I'm just waiting for clarification. Miss Nubiology says, I read somewhere that Tyler Perry's cast has to do their own hair and makeup because he does not want to pay union fees. Well, in something that I hope does not come to get me because I have certain things, and it's funny that you mentioned him because I was having a discussion recently with Incredible Hulk about that director and producer who has a lot of influence in film and in TV right now, right? And in the Atlanta scene. For the longest, I had a lot of people back in the day telling me to go ahead. Okay, the person's close. I will get back to Lunel in a second. To go ahead and try to audition for Tyler Perry projects. And some of them came across the table back in the day when I was, hustling and auditioning 3 times a week. And so from the experience of former friends of mine who have worked on those projects, you're absolutely correct. The pay rate was problematic. I'm trying to carefully word my words because you just never know who's going to be your next employer at some point. But what I was told, now I was never on payroll, I never did a production, and I never met the man or his team. So I cannot say for certain, but the experience that some of my former counterparts had back in the day. Now, we also have to remember, back in the day when you're starting out, it's different than when you are at the level that he is at right now. When he's at the level that he is right now, there's no getting around, we're not doing your makeup. There's no getting around, has to be non-union labor. You can't. When you have a studio and you are at the level that he is and stuff like that, by law, it has to be union. Drop a bomb on that. But, Miss Nubiology, I tend to agree with what you said in regards to in the old days. Not only was it you do your own hair and makeup and all that, which Nubiology, Miss Nubi, to be quite frank, some of the girls that I grew up with in this business preferred it that way anyway, because you have to understand when you go and do, I'm trying to remember whenever we had stuff and we needed to show up, like we did TV stuff and we had to show up and they will have a hair and makeup person there. The girls who come in already with their hair did, and they will do their own makeup. The reason being is because very often you have non-melanated people trying to do makeup on melanated people, and there is a difference on doing that. Also, when you're not used to working with a makeup artist, you're literally meeting them for the first time 3 minutes before they're about to do your makeup, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. So you don't want to go out there and be memorialized on video and on screen looking like Bozo the Clown. Drop a bomb on that. Especially as a woman. As a woman, I will certainly be overly protective of what the mug and the hair is going to look like for something that then I'm going to try to put on my reel or is going to define, what I'm doing. So, yeah, I also know that they love free labor back in the day. They love free labor. They love to have you be part of this project, spend 12 hours on set, and we're going to give you a thank you and put you in the credits. Oh, we'll give you they'll feed you. They'll definitely feed you, but they'll put you in the credits. You'll get your credits somewhere at the back at the end. You'll see if you make it in the screen, if they cut you, they cut you. But and then I also heard for that, and also for the Pose project, FX Pose, I heard of stealing backstage. Like, you're out there doing the work and then you come back and your shit is gone. Like, it's just very trifling. So that's hopefully things have changed now as he has gotten a bigger studio, more money, more people. But then again, that could also be that particular producer, because don't get it twisted. It's not like he might be, stopping by and seeing things, but at the level that Tyler Perry is right now, he can't be in every project that's shooting at all times. There is departments. So, and there's a director for this show, the director for this other show, director for this show, and they're running in their own worlds, kind of like the VP of a company, and then the directors of the company, and then managers, and then you got your frontline staff type of thing. So it's exactly how that is. All right, let me back up here. Nurse 21 says, right, this whitey woman is not gonna play in my hair. Exactly. The person's close says, Tyler used to really act up with those wigs. Beauty in Black was better. Beauty in Black was better. Stealing, not from Electrica. No, this is for people who were like understudies and not understudies, under fives and extras. The person's close says, never heard that rumor about Jamie Lee. She is so hot. So Jamie Lee, yeah. So they used to say that she was a hermaphrodite. I don't know why. And so Incredible Hulk and I started watching The Last Showgirl, right? And I say to him, this movie is with Pamela. This is where the credits are starting or whatever. It's with Pamela Lee from Baywatch. You remember Wade? And he's like, I remember Wade. Okay. And then I said, and Jamie Lee Curtis, And so, and I said to him, there used to be a rumor that she was a hermaphrodite. And I said, I don't know, why would they say that? And then Hulk said, they said that about Ciara too. My goodies, Ciara, that's Ciara, right? Remember they used to say that she was like, why do they always say that, Naris 21? Why they gotta throw a dick on the poor chick? Drop a bomb on that. Just say you don't like her. Just say you can't stand her. But don't put a dick on the poor woman. What is it with people trying to put dicks in people? Like, y'all know my history with dicks around it. They're telling me, I had an older senior citizen woman tell me she had 30 dicks, a bag of 30 dicks from me. A bag of 30. Okay, drop a bomb on that. What is it with people trying to put and insert these on other people? I don't want it. I am satisfied with my Incredible Hulk. He wrecks the hell out of my world. Okay, completely. All right? Leave these people alone. Stop trying to put these on people. So I say to Incredible Hulk, yeah, they used to say that. And I said, I don't know why they would say that. And Incredible Hulk is like, well, they said that about Ciara too. And, we take a chuckle or whatever. So we're watching the movie. And then this character comes in. And he's like, that's a trans person, right? And I'm like, no, it's not. And he's like, yeah, right there. So I'm looking, and the person comes back in the scene. And I'm like, no, baby, that's Jamie Lee Curtis. Drop a bomb on that. She has done a transformation into her character in The Last Showgirl. She's playing a female, but she's playing an elderly female. They gave her a fat suit. I think it's a fat suit on the legs, the hips and the legs. And Jamie Lee Curtis said, and I remember watching the interviews, and they were out there in the red carpets saying how, they're really giving it their all. Of course, Pamela Lee is out there without any type of makeup. And then you got scenes where she has makeup and you see the difference. You're like, oh shit. It's beyond catfishing that's going on here. Right? But Jamie Lee, not only is she looking like a trans woman, and she's not playing a trans woman, she's looking hard in the face, but she does the scene where she's in her panties and bra in a locker room. And we're like, what are we looking at? She completely got into the character. I give her that. I give her that. Yes, Jamie Lee. Absolutely. Good morning, Rodney Devo. Good morning. Hello, hi. Okay. Nara says, they said that about Lady Gaga too at one point in her career, that she was a hermaphrodite. Just trying to put dicks on people. Stop trying to put dicks on people. My God. Stop trying to put dicks on people. Miss Nubiality says, I know, right? My DMs look like a pickle. Oh my God. And you are a married woman. Oh no. No, absolutely not. This is Miss Newbie. I don't deal with the DMs. I don't, what's up? Don't, no. You ain't gonna be sending no shit to my DM and then try to get me caught up in a scam that Todd set up to come to me with the bullshit. Drop a bomb on that. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. The purse is closed. We're just conversating, which is not a word, but it is the beef sector. Okay, going back to Lunel. See how I haven't forgotten. Lunel reminds me of like that auntie from the projects. Lunel, every time I look at Lunel's face, right? And she's very opinionated, right? She's very opinionated. I think she's still a D-list celebrity. I don't think she's like, I think she's still a D-list celebrity. She looks like she smells. I'm sorry, she does. She looks like there's something in the face for me with Miss Lunel. When I look at her, that says to me, not like it don't smell like flowers, like the perfume. Like I'll even take the old lady, perfume, Coco Chanel, old lady Coco Chanel. I'll even take that. And then is she a lesbiana? Is she a lesbiana? Because she also gives me, when I think of her, I picture a bull and a dagger. When I look at Miss Lunel, the comedian, I see a bull and a dagger. And then a rug comes into place in there too. And then I think of a cat. Meow. And it's like, oh, I'm tired, but I'm gonna keep going. Oh, baby, you're gonna have to give me a break, baby. And then she just rolls over. That's what I think about. I'm sorry. You asked me, Miss, the purse is closed. You asked me. So, why is Lunel still doing her makeup? I'm going to be quite frank. The purse is closed. She can't afford to not do her own makeup. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? And that's what it is. She does her own makeup because she cannot pay Kiki from around the way to come do her face, be her face real good. But again, I don't think that Lunel, she don't give me femininity. She does not give me femme. She gives me, like I just did, that whole thing, that whole transgression right before she rolls out of bed. Okay, she probably goes out into the world without brushing her mouth after performing the art, at the coin purse and stuff like that. That's what Lunel gives me. And I don't find her that funny, to be quite honest. I don't find her that funny. I don't, I guess she, like you said, she's been in a lot of movies now. I don't remember a movie. I have like when I know who Lunel is because of I've been exposed to some of her material, but she's not a household name to me. You know what I'm saying? She's not like that. The person's closest. I love Lunel. She cracks me up. But yes, there is this hood there. No, she was married to a man. The purse is closed. I can show you a whole bunch of menses that were married and are married to a woman, but toss it up in the air higher, longer, and deeper than any woman would. Drop a bomb on that. When has, especially the old school folks, when has a piece of paper or a blessing by a priest define who they were sexually in a bedroom? I'm just saying. Lunel gives me Lunel gives me, like I said, a bull, a dagger, a cat, a rug, and some licking. That's just it. That's what she gives me. She's a D-list celebrity, and I don't mean this in a negative, in a mean way. You know, I'm not in her, but you know, I think she went from the hood to be able to afford a home. She's done very well. She's not your typical body shape and size. She's not your typical person in Hollywood, hence why she's not a Hollywood person nor a A-list celebrity. I venture out to say that the movies that she has done has been with small studios that cater to our people, which there's nothing wrong with that, but she's not starting in a Universal picture. She's not starting in any of those things. The purse is close. Says, all right, Juan, let's move forward. Laughing out loud. I'm sorry. Did I drag her? I wasn't trying to drag her. No, I wasn't dragging her. No, this is called decomposing. I was deconstructing her. You know, that's what I was doing. I was decomposing her and deconstructing her. Would you like me to build her up? I'll build her up real quick and we can move forward. Lunel is one of the ones that got out. Drop a bomb on that. That's it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. You know, I have more to say about Lani Love. Now she's a household name, not just because of that show she was on that got canceled for Beyond the Gates, and it was the best decision the network could have made, but because she was already a network, a household name with her stand-up. She had been on the Comedy Channel. That's why I learned from her. I learned of her in the comedy. She has had specials, the whole nine. So Lani Love, it's, she's at a higher tier. The person's close says she does still live in Compton, I think. How did I know? You see, I could just, and that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, boo, you got it, Bookie. I'm laughing at your silly. I'm just saying, it's nothing wrong with still staying in the hood. If that's what you choose to do, more power to you. So now let's go back to the mentality. In Compton, she's a A-list celebrity. You understand what I'm saying? She's made it. She's arrived. Okay? In Compton, she's a household name. They're proud of her. Okay? She's safe. She's guided and protected. Everybody calls her Auntie Lunel. Okay? She don't care for anything. She don't miss for nothing. She has everything she needs in Compton. Okay? Bring her to New York. Not the same. Take her up to LA. Not the same. Atlanta? Possibly. I'm thinking the big markets. Take her to Miami. Who the hell is Lunel? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to also think of, she is the big fish in a small pond when we're looking at Compton. But she's not even in the water when we look at the entire show business atmosphere. You understand what I'm saying? As an ocean, she's not even in the water. Drop a bomb on that. Now she's still working. She's still doing her thing. We know how things change. Look, perfect example, Nene Leakes. We all remember Nene Leakes from season 1 and her noses and her rolls. Bam, boom, eyes popping, mouth, and her old nose and the whole nine. Heck, her skin tone was darker back then. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It could be just the lighting and the cameras that they were using. But what happened? She got a little step up, a little step up, a little step up. She divorced Greg for a good season, and then she went and did The Apprentice. She came back with spiky Louboutins, okay, after philandering with an Italian pizza owner who gave her a store and shit. And then she just got with the right people, and now you could say Nene Leakes is an A-list celebrity. You know, she's done sitcoms, she's done movies, she's done Broadway, she's done everything that she could have possibly done. A Trump check. She's very rich, bitch. Okay? Very rich. And you are jealous of it. Okay? Bye. And then she was showing her teeth. Remember? But and then they cleaned her the F up. She knew how to go to galas. She knew how to walk into the room and really own it. He took all her teeth out, ripped them all out, and they gave her new chiclets up there. Okay, bye, boo. They're done. They were done. Now it's 21. Absolutely. You have to understand, she's a personal hero of mine. Because she shows you how she came from the Paul in Queens. And this is not a lie. I have her autobiography in a trunk in the garage somewhere. Because I was a fan. I was rooting for her. We were all rooting for her. And she did her damn thing. And then she turned around and sued the fuck out of NBC. Okay? Sue the fuck out of NBC. And they settled quietly. Quietly, they have settled. And they have been talking about her returning to the same franchise she sued. Now, drop a bomb on that. When a black woman, okay, can sue her motherfucking employer and have evidence and proof and the whole nine, and they settle it out of court, and they invite her back. They say they're in deep conversations to bring her back to the department again. Amazing, beautiful, okay? They are in talks of having her back. And I think that's what will give life to that dead season show anyway. Not even season, show. Because the minute she left, I was like, okay, I'm done. She was the show. She is the show. You know, she is the show. Anyway, it's been real. It's been good. I want to let you guys go now so that I can go ahead, and I got to start cleaning and prepping some stuff, and also just like relax for a little bit. In a trunk, Juan, you messy boots. I'm just saying. I hopefully I will be back tonight. I really want to talk about The Last Showgirl. So if you don't see it, just Google the YouTube the trailer. YouTube the trailer. I'm gonna come back and tell you why when I watched The Last Showgirl I ended like this. Okay, and I need her second podcast episode. I haven't seen if she's doing it. I know she has a show now. We're talking about Nene, right? She's on YouTube now doing her own thing. She has like a little talk show. You know that a little bit of tea that I know. You know that Nene was offered the equivalent of the Wendy Williams show when they were pitching the show around and stuff like that. This is years before Wendy Williams got Wendy Williams show. And you want to know who blocked it? Wendy Williams dropped a bomb on that. Did y'all know that? This is part of the reason why they had so much beef at the beginning. And then when Wendy then turned around and said to her, "Oh, don't let the white man turn us against each other. It's just business." And so Nene went as far as shooting a pilot for her talk show. She was gonna be doing a talk show. And then Wendy also did her pilot. The thing that was different was that Wendy did a live pilot that was a whole season. So the whole season was a pilot. So it's much different. And Wendy put some of her own money into the whole thing. And then it looked the way that it looked. And they went with Wendy and they X'd out Nene's project. And then later on, they were going to revisit the possibility of Nene having her show being produced by Denmark Mercury, which is the production company that was doing and has always done Wendy and is now doing Sherry, right? And Wendy Williams said, either her or me, and so they asked her again. So that's just a little bit of history. It's not. I don't have to say allegedly. Naira's 21 because it's true. It's all over the place. So know your history. Know that. Okay. Anyway, guys, I will see you hopefully later this evening. Yeah. So have a blessed Friday afternoon. No, I didn't know. Yes, come back tonight. Let's sip a little. Yeah, we will do. Okay, cool. We will do. I'm mopping now while listening. Excellent. So I'm gone now. Let's make a date for later on tonight. All right. See you guys. Enjoy your day and have a productive day. Peace.